Welcome to the 2021 Spring Commencement Ceremony. Our program will begin in approximately 10 minutes. Please remember to stay hydrated and drink plenty of water. For your safety and the safety of others around you, we ask that you remain physically distanced and wear your mask. Please enjoy today's program. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please take your seats. Once again, at this time, we ask you to please take your seats. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats as our program will begin momentarily. Once again, please take your seats as our program will begin momentarily. Thank you.
Every community owes its existence and strength to the generations before them, around the world, who contributed their hopes, dreams, and energy into making the history that led to this moment. Truth and acknowledgement are critical in building mutual respect and connections across all barriers of heritage and difference. So, we acknowledge the truth that is often buried. We are on the ancestral lands of the Piscataway people, who are the ancestral stewards of this sacred land. It is their historical responsibility to advocate for the four-legged, the winged, those that crawl, and those that swim. They remind us that clean air and pristine waterways are essential to all life. This land acknowledgement is a vocal reminder for each of us as two-leggeds to ensure our physical environment is in the better condition than what we inherited, for the health and prosperity of future generations. We also acknowledge that throughout our history, our university has not always lived up to our ideals of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Today, we reaffirm our commitment to building and celebrating a multicultural community. Please take a moment to consider these many legacies of bias, prejudice, violence, and settlement that bring us here today.
Welcome to the 2021 Spring Commencement Ceremony at Maryland Stadium. We ask that you now stand for our national anthem, performed by Ozonor Tuluolo, Master of Music graduate.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. In the rocket red glow, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Distinguished guests, please remain standing and welcome Reverend Holly Ulmer to the stage to deliver today's official invocation.
Please join me in the invocation. Celebrating our spiritual, religious, and secular diversity, We joyfully gather this day of commencement. Our hearts overflow with thankfulness. 2021 graduates, you have made it. 2020 graduates, we also honor you. You have persevered in the most difficult of times, and your academic accomplishments take on even greater significance. Quoting Booker T. Washington, success is to be measured not so much by the position that we have reached in life as by the obstacles which he has overcome. You have overcome and achieved so much. We give deep thanks to a loving higher power and for secular values that have sustained you. We express deep thanks for family, friends, the University of Maryland community, all who have given you precious hope and encouragement in a season of great anxiety, despair, and profound loss. Today, while one chapter ends and another is beginning, we seek a compass to guide us as we navigate uncertain waters and journey towards an emerging future. May love and compassion, deep respect for our fellow human beings, the power of community ever be our supreme guides. The great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others?" Perhaps one of the most important lessons of the past year was a clear reminder that as human beings, we need each other. Dear graduates, we need you. Hold fast to your dreams and what gives you hope. The world is hungry for all you have to offer towards the great challenges of our age. And as we all venture with you into a time of new beginnings, may we always remember we are never alone. May it be so.
You may now take your seats.
Stand by times VOG, stand by stage left turn. Times VOG, go.
Distinguished guests, please welcome the President of the University of Maryland, Dr. Darrell J. Pines.
Wow, I can't believe we made it. You made it. How about a round of applause to the graduates? We really are Terrapin strong. Say it with me. We are Terrapin strong. We are Terrapin strong. All right. Students, families, faculty, staff, and alumni, welcome to the University of Maryland's Spring 2021 Commencement Ceremony. This is an extraordinary day for so many reasons. First, it is a special because today, not only do we host the class of 2021, let's give them a round of applause. We also welcome back graduates from the class of 2020. Class of 2020, please stand. Class of 2020, please stand. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are all gathered together in Maryland Stadium for commencement for the first time in our history. The consequence of the virus that has upended every part of our lives. We are outside and physically distant, helping to keep ourselves and our loved ones healthy. But I don't know about you, but I stand up here today looking at a sea of you with incredible pride and joy. Seeing your faces in person is a sign. It's a sign that we are beginning to win this fight against the virus. Yes, you can definitely a round of applause, absolutely. And it's a sign that your collective resilience and strength and grit is stronger than any challenge you will face. I now want to address the families of our graduates for just a moment. Last week, I watched my own daughter graduate with her doctorate in physical therapy from Emory University. It was one of the most special moments in my life. And so I know firsthand as a parent that today is a special day for you too, to all the families. So right now, I ask that all of the family members please stand, mothers and fathers, grandparents, aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters, please stand. We want to recognize your work. Great job. Your work and dedication to the pursuit of higher education to build a better life for your children has led to this exact moment. So we thank you and say stand and allow us to just recognize you and your own personal journey to get here today. Let's give them all a round of applause again. Before we begin today's ceremony, I would like to acknowledge just some of the leadership of the university. I ask that each of these groups stand and remain standing. First, the vice presidents of the university, please stand. And remain standing. The deans of our colleges and schools, please stand. And remain standing. The president of the Student Government Association. All right, Dan. Our faculty and student marshals, please stand. There they are. Our student speaker for today, Hannah Reed, please stand. And on the platform with me, Mr. Jeff Ganella, representing the University System of Maryland Board of Regents, please stand as well. I would like to thank each of you for your contributions to navigating this past year and to making the University of Maryland experience so special for every member of our community. Give every one of them a round of applause, please. Now, there's one member of our campus, you can be seated now, sorry. I know it's hot out there. There's one member of our campus community who hasn't arrived yet. His name, Testudo. It seems that our beloved mascot has been very busy catching up on his campus traditions. So let's take a look at the video.
Please welcome to the podium, representing the University System of Maryland Board of Regents, Mr. Jeff Ganella.
Greetings. As a member of the University System of Maryland Board of Regents and a very proud Terp, I'm delighted to join you today to say congratulations. Let me start by expressing my deep appreciation to President Darrell Pines as he presides over his first in-person commencement ceremony as president of the University of Maryland College Park. While his tenure as president has been brief, not to mention extremely challenging, President Pines continues to distinguish himself as a strong, dynamic, and indispensable leader for the University of Maryland. Thanks also to President Pines' leadership team and the outstanding faculty and staff at UMD. under unimaginable circumstances, thanks to your collective vision, leadership, and hard work, the University of Maryland continues to thrive as a vital institution of educational excellence and impactful service. To the graduates we celebrate today, let me say this. The past 14 months have been overwhelming in so many ways, but nothing can diminish the hard work, persistence, and dedication that have gotten each of you to where you are today. In fact, the difficulty of the journey should serve to intensify the pride that you and your friends and family members take in reaching this milestone. And while there may be some of you with family and friends that are sadly no longer with us, we know they're here with you in spirit and are very proud of you. Nothing, not months of remote learning, not face coverings, not physical distancing, nothing can detract in the slightest from what you have achieved here at the University of Maryland. The knowledge and experience you have received here, that you all have earned here, are yours forever. Today, you become an enduring part of a proud and impressive Terrapin Strong legacy. No matter what direction your life takes, no matter what challenges you next confront, never forget that success in life is not measured by what happens to you, but rather how you respond to it. And as Robert Kennedy famously said, only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatness. Once again, I offer each one of you a well-deserved and well-earned congratulations. I speak for the entire University System of Maryland when I wish you all the best in the years to come. Thank you.
On behalf of all the people of a proud state, I want to extend our most sincere congratulations to the class of 2021. When history looks back on this year's graduates, you will often be remembered for your earning your degree in the shadow of a global pandemic. Normal life came to a screeching halt over the past year, and it forced all of us to pause and reflect on the things that truly matter. Staying apart from friends and family reminded us how much we depend on and need each other to get through the hard times. We were reminded that each day is precious, and many of us vowed to never again take for granted the everyday parts of life. Fortunately, now we are so close to that light at the end of the tunnel when we can put this pandemic behind us. And while we know that we can never reclaim the time we've lost, I hope that as you graduate today, you remember that each of us can make the days ahead count that much more. Congratulations once again to each and every one of you, and best wishes as you begin the next exciting chapter of your lives.
Please welcome back President Darrell Pines.
At each commencement, we ask a student to address the graduating class selected by a committee of faculty and staff under the direction of the provost. Today, we have the pleasure of hearing from Hannah Rhee. Hannah, in a moment, I'm going to invite you to deliver your address, but before I do, I want to ask your family to please stand. Hannah's family, could they please stand? Here they are. Give them a round of applause. Thank you for being here and supporting Hannah. We really appreciate it. And thank you for everything you've done for Hannah. Hannah Rhee graduates today with a 3.91 grade point average in computer science. Yes, give her a round of applause for that. I'm really glad that the requirements to be the president are not that high, I have to say. She also minored in nonprofit leadership and social innovation, participated in the Gemstone program in the Honors College, interned at a software engineering firm, and mentored young women in math and science. I am deeply honored to introduce your Spring 2021 student commencement speaker, Ms. Hannah Reed.
Everyone is a bit scared, said the horse, but we are less scared together. This is a quote from a book that greatly impacted me this past year called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy. This quote captures my recent experiences. It was definitely a time of fear. Fear for our health and the health of our loved ones as the pandemic spread. Fear for the safety of our Black and brown brothers and sisters. Fear for the future of our nation with our people so divided. But I also remember what brought me out of that fear, the people in my life. As I think back on the past 4 years at Maryland, one word comes to mind: kairos. Kairos is a Greek word that means opportune time. College has indeed been the opportune time for many things. When I came as a freshman from St. Paul, Minnesota, I was hit with the reality of what it means to be independent. I had complete control over every decision I made, from how many cookies I ate at the diner to how late I stayed at McKeldin. I got to decide who I wanted to be. And the best decisions I made were all the individuals I chose to connect with. The next 4 years at UMD brought many different people into my life: faculty, classmates, coworkers, roommates, friends, and I became part of a community. Through these relationships, I learned about the world, made lasting friendships, and developed my character. When the pandemic first struck, there was so much uncertainty. The loss of life and all the suffering were so crushing. But I kept it all to myself and began to feel increasingly lonely and hopeless. When I finally reached out to one of my spiritual mentors, she helped me to reaffirm truths I had forgotten, and I found hope in my faith. Through the experience, I saw how the pandemic became an opportune time to become practiced in both asking for and receiving help. In a way, the isolation of this past year has been the opportune time for reflection upon humanity's frailty. Multiple pandemics revealed the many inequalities within our society, including the disproportionately high death rates among people of color. But it also showed us how much we need one another and presented many opportunities to take care of each other by wearing masks, protesting injustices, and truly listening to others' experiences. In Mackesy's book, one character asks another, "What is the bravest thing you've ever said?" The reply, "Help." Asking for help isn't giving up. It's refusing to give up. As our mortality and the fleeting nature of our existence has been so clearly revealed, I think it has caused us to long for and to question what is truly transcendent in life. I am optimistic, my fellow Terrapins, that this will cause us to be people of greater compassion and empathy towards our fellow human beings than we were before the pandemic. This hope is born in part from my own recent efforts as a volunteer, helping kids with their virtual schooling. I found that the experience taught me far more than I have been able to teach. I learned to shift my perspective away from myself and toward the needs of others. I learned the importance of human connection. I learned the value of kindness, even when I feel inadequate. I believe we are emerging as fearless Terps, more thoughtful and more kind because of our experience. We now have a new Kairos, a uniquely opportune time to decide how, to blaze a new path by helping others, to listen, to try to redeem all the suffering by helping to move our society into a better future, to do all of that together, and to do it fearlessly. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage the president of the University of Maryland Student Government Association, Mr. Dan Alpert.
Good morning. My name is Dan Alpert, and I served as the student body president during this past academic year, representing all of our 30,000 undergraduate students. This year was unlike any other, yet our students persisted and showed a strong sense of resilience and community. Each day, we set out to advance, innovate, create, and move Maryland forward. Our commencement speaker today has done the same. Peter Chapman has been a creator and innovator for over 40 years. Chapman began his career at age 16 at the MIT Artificial Intelligence Lab. In 1989, he founded video game company Level Systems, Inc., and later invented the first sheet-reading music synthesizer capable of recreating orchestral instruments. He built on these accomplishments in the financial and technology sectors with software breakthroughs that protect mutual funds, power e-readers, and assist the blind in reading. Now, the CEO of IonQ, Chapman has taken his talents to harness quantum physics with the hopes of solving the world's most complex problems. IonQ is the pinnacle of our university's innovation efforts. This company is driven by research at the University of Maryland, headquartered in our Discovery District within College Park, and will become the first publicly traded quantum computing company estimated to be worth about $2 billion. As we graduate and move into wherever is next in our journeys, we will continue to advance, innovate, and create, and take these principles with us, just as Chapman has done in his career. It gives me great pride to introduce Peter Chapman as our commencement speaker today. Thank you, and go Terps.
University of Maryland trustees, administration, faculty, and staff, friends and family of the graduates. Whether you're joining us in person or through the live stream, welcome. And to the class of 2021 and those here from the class of 2020, congratulations. I'm so sorry I'm not able to be with you in person today. It would be an understatement to note that this past year has not exactly gone according to plan. You've attended class virtually, you've made good luck offerings to Testudo remotely, you've taken shots at doctors' offices and pharmacies instead of at Bentley's. You've lost a lot this year. Experiences, opportunities, and hardest of all, loved ones. I know that for some of you, this day is bittersweet. Some of the people who helped you along your journey aren't here to see you reach this milestone. But for all that you've lost, for all that we have all lost, you've gained a lot too. Memories and friendships, new strengths and new skills. And today, a degree from the University of Maryland. Now, I'm not a graduate of UMD, but the company I lead is. IonQ was co-founded by Professor Christopher Monroe, who some of you may know. And if you don't, you might know Chris's daughter, your classmate, Mary. About 20% of IonQ's employees are proud Terrapins, so I know how special this place is. But today, I ask you to reflect not only on the past year, but the past century. My father, Philip Chapman, was born into a world we wouldn't recognize. In 1935, 90% of rural homes didn't have electricity. Just 1 in 20 had a car. And over the next 86 years, my father watched the world transform. He saw the invention of the transistor, the personal computer, the internet, the cell phone, electric cars, and artificial intelligence. When my dad joined the Australian Air Force, roughly at your age, they taught him to fly in a biplane. And just a few short years later, he joined NASA as a scientist and an astronaut and helped to land a man on the moon. And earlier this year, shortly before he passed, he watched the Perseverance rover touch down on Mars. My father witnessed and participated in a mind-boggling amount of technological change. But what he saw in his lifetime is nothing compared to what you will see in yours. Your children will look at today's technology and be amazed how primitive it was, in much the same way we see my dad's biplane. Not too far in the future, we won't have a rover on Mars, we'll have a colony. We'll have all the clean energy we could ever need. Lifespans will be measured in centuries, not decades. The point I'm driving at is this. When you're standing on a curve, on the tangent of a curve for all you science and engineering majors, it can be hard to tell the ground beneath your feet is bending. It's why for so long, so many people thought the earth was flat. But step back, widen your field of vision, and the fuller picture will come into view. Graduates, you're standing on a curve of historic proportions. The pace of technological advancement has been accelerating exponentially for more than a century. But to where? Are we hurtling towards a utopia or an apocalypse? Will technology save the world or destroy it? We all know the pessimist answer. But I've worked on the frontier of technological innovation for decades. I've been privileged to peek over the horizon, and it has made me an unrepentant optimist. Graduates, I invite you to be optimists too. And during the coming decades, technology will open doors to opportunities that have been closed for all of human history. Opportunities far greater than those afforded to any generation before you. I know you might not view the future as hopefully as I do. A pandemic, a messy political system, climate change, economic inequality, systemic racism. At a glance, the future frequently looks dark. And in the face of that darkness, this may be an uncommon sentiment, but one that I believe deeply. You couldn't be graduating at a better time. In science, as in commencement speeches, hyperbole is a cardinal sin. So let me prove my optimism. First, by telling you a bit about quantum computing, a field being pioneered here at UMD. We believe within a few short years, quantum computers will be able to simulate the behavior of matter down to the molecular level. For example, if we had a digital model of penicillin, we could give scientists the data they need to develop powerful new antibiotics. But penicillin, a molecule discovered only 100 years ago and made up of only 41 atoms, can't be modeled by today's most powerful supercomputers. Atomic structures, like much of the natural world, aren't binary. They're quantum. And modeling penicillin accurately will ultimately require a quantum computer. Such a computer would allow us to explore millions of new molecules, paving the way for advances in drug discovery, chemistry, material science, and much, much more. This school has become a magnet for quantum computing innovators from around the world. The discoveries that have happened here have put us all on the precipice of a massive leap forward. In this respect, quantum computing isn't unique. We're approaching similar tipping points across the technological landscape. We're on the verge of historic breakthroughs in battery technology. Soon we'll be able to build batteries that can power an airplane or allow an electric car to drive across the country on a single charge. We're on the verge of historic breakthroughs in clean energy. Today, solar panels convert only about 20% of light to energy. Soon we'll be able to model photosynthesis and design solar panels that work at 95% efficiency. If we could capture just 1/10 of the sunlight that hits the Earth every day, we could power the planet. And we're on the verge of historic breakthroughs in the study of aging. Soon we'll be able to regrow and replace kidneys, lungs, and hearts. And the first person to live to 200 has already been born. Likely some of you here today. Technology builds on itself, getting faster and faster with each new breakthrough. My point is this. For decades, speakers like me have called on graduates like you to go out and solve the world's largest problems, to cure cancer, to end hunger, and to save the planet. But you will be the first generation of graduates that will have technology powerful enough to achieve that vision. And when I say you, I mean all of you. The future will be built by community organizers, activists, and artists, just as much as engineers, mathematicians, and geneticists. Technology, after all, isn't just invented. It must be integrated into our society and our culture, adopted, distributed, managed, and sometimes even restrained. The curve of the future is yours to bend. Is technology a force for good or evil? Will it save our world or destroy it? Utopia or apocalypse? You know my answer, but here's the thing. My answer doesn't matter. Yours does. You're the ones who will determine through your values and the actions they inform which way the scale tips. And that ultimately is why I'm an optimist. You. Your commitment to justice, to equity, to driving meaningful change is unlike anything that any of us have seen before. You are the leaders of this moment. Your generation has taken to the internet, to the streets, to the halls of power, to demand justice for George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Dante Wright, and Ahmaud Arbery, and countless others. You fought for climate justice, for economic justice, and for social justice. To be sure, these fights are far from over, but it gives me great hope knowing that you are the ones leading the charge. Innovation brings disruption, and change sometimes comes with pain, but it also brings unbelievable, unprecedented opportunities. So seize them, bridge the gaps that have too long divided our world, and build something. Congratulations, class of 2021, and go Terps.
Distinguished guests, please welcome to the stage the Dean of the College of Arts and Humanities, Dr. Bonnie Thornton Dill.
Good morning. Yes, I'm Bonnie Thornton Dill, professor in the Harriet Tubman Department of Women, Gender, and Sexuality Studies, and the proud dean of the College of Arts and Humanities, affectionately known as ARHU. Now, be honest with me. Have any of you ever asked a friend or family member, what are you going to do with a degree in philosophy, art history, theater, classics, or American studies? Surely you've heard this question if you haven't asked it. Well, I'm here to tell you a little about the students who complete these and 26 other majors in the 11 departments and 3 schools in the College of Arts and Humanities. Our graduates are global visionaries and creative problem solvers. They have the skills employers seek in today's economy. They write well, read critically, listen actively, communicate effectively, and think creatively. They have empathy and emotional intelligence. They are knowledgeable about issues of identity, belonging, and cultural expression, and are ready to become leaders in addressing the grand challenges of ending racism, ensuring social justice, facilitating cross-cultural communication, building a sustainable planet, and reducing inequality. They are world-wise and world-ready. And the proof is that over the last several years, 97% of our graduates were placed in jobs, graduate school, service programs, or started their own businesses within 6 months of graduation. Our Hugh grads make a difference in the world and have a lot to be proud of. So if you are our Hugh, stand up and give yourselves a big round of applause. Congratulations.
Distinguished guests, please welcome to the stage the Dean of the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences, Dr. Gregory Ball.
My name is Greg Ball, and I have the privilege of being the Dean of the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences we call BSOS. Will the graduates of the BSOS class of 2020 and 2021 please stand? President Pines, I present to you the next generation of students who will just take care of a few minor problems, reduce the crime rate, wipe out income inequality, make voting processes fair and open, prevent racism and promote social justice, understand and treat mental illness, map the changing climate, use big data to track and target infectious diseases, help us all hear better, and address the importance of culture in our understanding of behavior. Please, President Pines, let my outstanding students from BSOS go forth and be the solution in solving these grand challenges facing our society. I ask of you to confer them with their degrees with alacrity. Congratulations, BSOS grads.
Distinguished guests, please welcome to the stage the Dean of the Robert H. Smith School of Business, Dr. Prabhadev Konana.
Wow. Good morning. I'm the new kid in town as the Dean of the Smith School of Business. Will all candidates from the Robert H. Smith School of Business from both 2020 and 2021 to stand? President Pines, I am presenting the fearless, creative, the brightest, the exceptional leaders of the future. Congratulations, Smith School graduates, for reaching a remarkable milestone, earning a degree from one of the best business schools in the world. We know how hard it is to get to the business school, and we are very proud of all your accomplishments. You are the movers and shakers of the tomorrow's economy. You may not be the ones who are doing the surgery. You may not be building those buildings. You may not be inventing the next big thing of quantum computing. But your ingenuity makes those things happen in the most effective way. And these keep companies financially healthy and bring the new ideas to the market. Without your work, even the best product or service may never succeed. Today, we are at the crossroads that challenges the status quo of how we do business and the role of firm in society. With your Smith experience, we know you will work towards an economy that creates value for all, from easy access to credit, to affordable health care, to promoting innovation and creating fulfilling new jobs. You are prepared to address grand challenges as equitable growth, social justice, the risk of climate change, and the future of work driven by AI. As you pursue your dream, always remember the purpose of your actions. Use your influence with empathy, and your purpose and empathy will take you far. You saw Bob Smith's portrait in Van Munching Hall every day. I know you will make these words of his come true. It is my dream that each student who graduates from this school will be an ambitious dreamer, a courageous risk-taker, and a principled ethical leader who will work to make this world a better place. All those supply chain measures, you made it happen with that COVID vaccine distribution. Finally, the Smith School is always here to support you. Congratulations, and go Smith Terps. You may be please seated.
Distinguished guests, please welcome to the stage the Associate Dean for Research, Innovation, and Partnerships in the College of Education, Laura Stapleton.
Good afternoon. My name is indeed Laura Stapleton, and I am a proud professor and Associate Dean in the College of Education here on behalf of Jennifer King Rice. Would all of the College of Education graduates please stand to be recognized? Now, I didn't realize that this would be a competition among the deans up here, but I have to say that the College of Education prepares our graduates to take on one of the most important and consequential challenges of our day, the development of the next generation of global citizens who will be transforming our communities, our nation, and our world. In a year of pandemic and strife, our students' expertise and dedication has been more critical and will be more critical than it's ever been before. And I know that many of you parents out there with kids, school-age kids, are agreeing with that. As graduates of the College of Education, you will be teachers, counselors, policymakers, scholars, and transformative leaders. You are prepared to innovate within your fields of education and human development. We know that you are committed to work that will foster excellence, equity, and diversity in your fields with the goal of improving opportunities and outcomes for all individuals. Graduates, that is an awesome responsibility, but it's one that you are prepared for. You and your families have much to be proud of and much to look forward to. So I congratulate you on your remarkable achievement in a remarkable year, and go make us proud, Ed Terps.
Distinguished guests, please welcome to the stage the Dean of the Philip Merrill College of Journalism, Miss Lucy Dalglish.
Hello, I'm Lucy Dalglish, Dean of the Philip Merrill College of Journalism. And will the 2021 and 2020 graduates of Merrill College please stand? Friends, these are the journalists we will rely on to provide us with the timely and truthful information we need to live together in a free society. They are entering a proud and honorable profession at an exciting and unsettling time. While at Maryland, they use their rapidly developing critical thinking skills to practice journalism. They covered state, local, and federal elections for Capital News Service. They covered the Postal Service ballot fiasco for USA Today. They covered homelessness and worker safety issues caused by the pandemic for the Associated Press. Over the past year, stories they have produced, often from their bedrooms, were seen and heard by millions of people across the country via news outlets including the Baltimore Sun, the Washington Post, the New York Times, the AP, the NewsHour, and NPR. These Merrill journalists learned to work as a team. They have witnessed incredible conflict and disruption in politics, law, technology, healthcare, media, and education. But they know that their communities, however large or small, will always need insightful coverage of issues that matter, whether they be a presidential election or a local zoning controversy. The silver lining in the events of the past 15 months is that Merrill graduates have learned to report without the security of a physical newsroom. That ability to work independently as part of it, yet as part of a team, is invaluable to employers. Merrill College graduates reflect the incredible diversity of our country and can be counted on to speak truth to power and to shed light on the forgotten. They will demonstrate to all of us that practicing journalism is an act of citizenship. Congratulations, Merrill College graduates.
Distinguished guests, please welcome to the stage the Dean of the School of Public Policy, Dr. Robert Orr.
Good afternoon. I'm Robert Orr, Dean of the School of Public Policy. I ask that graduates of 20 and 2021, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, these graduates have not only weathered the pandemic, navigated our country's racial reckoning, and worked through our profound crisis of governance. They have indeed led the way to finding solutions for others. From creating startups to provide food and services to communities in need during the pandemic in our area, to spearheading 9 bold anti-racist actions in our school, to organizing to protect democratic rights and the rule of law, these students before us have done it all. You, graduates, put the public and the good in serving the public good. I am so, so proud of you. We salute your success and your service today. Keep modeling what leadership in the public good looks like. Today, it looks just like you. Congratulations, Policy Terps.
Distinguished guests, please welcome to the stage the Assistant Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Scott Roberts.
Thank you. 13 years ago, nearly to the exact date, I was sitting exactly where you are. Well, not exactly. My graduation was in Ritchie Coliseum, which was not nearly as cool as being in Maryland Stadium. And we are in a house built for champions, and today that's each of you. As a fellow grad terp, there is no honor greater than standing on this stage and recognizing your achievements. This is about far more than the extra letters you're going to add to your name and your email signatures the moment we let you out of here. Your commitment to advancing yourself as a scholar and a professional empowers you to lead in your industries, in your fields, among your colleagues, and in your communities. With those extra letters will come privileges and opportunities, but also a sacred responsibility. Your legacy as grad terps will not be defined by the degrees that you earn, it will be defined by what you go on to do with them. With those extra letters and the expertise you developed along the way, you are uniquely prepared to empower others, affect change, and advance a greater good. Will all of the graduates earning a master's degree please stand and be recognized? To all of the doctoral candidates, I'm afraid this is it. As much as we clearly love being in school, there is just no more school left for you. But of course, you are more than students. You are also researchers, creators, and today, doctors. Will all of the doctoral candidates please rise and be recognized?
Please welcome to the stage Senior Vice President and Provost Dr. Ann Wiley and President Dr. Darrell Pines.
Graduating seniors, we have now reached the moment you have all been waiting for, when you are officially authorized to receive your degrees. I now call on Provost Wiley to present the candidates for the degrees.
Mr. President, in accordance with the recommendation of the faculties of the schools and colleges, and in recognition of the successful completion of all degree requirements, I request that you confer upon these candidates the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Landscape Architecture, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Music Education, Bachelor of Science, Master of Applied Anthropology, Master of Architecture, Master of Arts, Master of Business Administration, Master of Chemical and Life Sciences, Master of Community Planning, Master of Education, Master of Engineering, Master of Engineering and Public Policy, Master of Finance, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Health Administration, Master of Historic Preservation, Master of Information Management, Master of Journalism, Master of Landscape Architecture, Master of Library and Information Science, Master of Music, Master of Professional Studies, Master of Public Health, Master of Public Management, Master of Public Policy, Master of Quantitative Finance, Master of Real Estate Development, Master of Science, Doctor of Audiology, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Musical Arts, and Doctor of Philosophy, as appropriate in each case.
I am pleased to accept the faculty's recommendation under the authority granted by the State of Maryland of the Board of Regents of the University System of Maryland, and by the authority of the board has delegated to me. I am delighted to confer upon you, the candidates, the degrees as appropriate in each case. Congratulations. We're almost done, not yet. Our lives are made up of billions of individual moments. Most we won't even remember. But this one, this moment right here and right now will be remembered for the rest of your lives. So I ask you all to stop and pause for just a moment, look at your loved ones, and then close your eyes. Look at your loved ones and close your eyes. Breathe in deeply and capture this moment in time forever. There has been a theme today in today's ceremony. You've heard it from Regent Ganella, you heard it from Governor Hogan, and from Peter Chapman, and you heard it from student speaker Hannah Reed. And that theme is this: from great adversity and challenge, we will rise. That's right. You have been tested, and there will be more, many, many more tests we have not even yet faced. We still face the threat of COVID-19. Racial injustice threatens the lives and livelihoods of millions of the people on this planet. Members of the LGBTQ community still face stigma and inequality. War still rages across our planet, and climate change affects every corner of our planet. The world will need all of you to step up and take on these challenges. The Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. And today, I ask each one of you to answer the question, where will you stand in times of challenge? That's why today is called a commencement, because today is not the end of your journey, it is really the beginning of your journey. Your experience here at the University of Maryland has changed you. You are stronger and wiser. Your years here have equipped you with everything you need to take on the grand challenges of our time. You have displayed grit and confidence and perseverance. And now, the world needs you. And you are ready to step into the next challenge because you have learned what it means to be a Terp. You have learned to be fearless. So to all of you, congratulations to the classes of 2020 and 2021. You are Terrapin Strong. Good luck and go Terps!
Students, families, faculty, staff, alumni, and Terps, please welcome to Maryland Stadium the best mascot in the country, Testudo.
Everyone, please rise. It is my great pleasure to invite every member of the class of 2020 and the class of 2021 to officially turn your tassel!
Congratulations, Terps!
Congratulations to all our Terp grads. Please exit the venue through the gate you entered and remain socially distanced as you exit. Congratulations.
congratulations.